Hey guys, it's Bear. It is Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, and I just got home, opened my mailbox, and my new Transthetics EZP arrived today, and I'm over the moon with this product. This will be my third EZP stand to P device, and with each new one that I get every couple of years, it's just good to replace them. I'm just stunned by how much better the product is getting, and I wanted to share that with you. I've been wanting to do a new updated version of my review and my tips and tricks video from like 2015 or 2016 when I first started using this product. And as you know, I just don't get to my videos as much as I used to. But this is as close to an unboxing video as I've ever done. And I almost wish that I had done an unboxing because I'm just I'm just delighted right now with this product. So, for those of you who are tuning into my channel for the first time, I'm going to show you an STP, a stand to P device. It is not a sex toy. It is a device that trans masculine people who may or may not have had bottom surgery use in order to urinate standing up. This is super important for a lot of guys. A lot of guys deal with dysphoria around going into public bathrooms, and especially when you go into a public bathroom and there's, multiple urinals but only one stall. So having to be kind of condemned to sitting to pee causes a lot of trans masculine guys, just discomfort and unhappiness. It might trigger their dysphoria. For me, for those of you who have followed my story for a while, I've gotten into the Air Force in 2019, and being able to stand to pee has been a huge thing for me, because I spend a lot of time out where there's not bathrooms, and not a porta potty available. So for me to be able to just go to the bathroom like wherever I need to and not have to kind of like hide the fact that I need to go squat, that's been huge. That's been just a lifesaver. So if you're not familiar with this channel, just a warning, I'm going to show this device. It looks very much like a penis, but it is not, and it is not like a sex toy or anything like that. So please don't report the channel for being inappropriate or anything. But yeah, so the Transthetics EZP used to come only in a circumcised version, the cut version, and that's what I've owned so far. The new one, I think within the last like 2-3 years, he developed an uncut or a natural product, and this time around, like I said, it's good to replace them every couple years because they're silicone. Eventually, silicone breaks down. It also, especially when you're wearing it as much as I do, I wear these things like whenever I'm up and about, and especially out of the house. I can't leave home without it. They just get worn down. They just get like kind of smoothed out. They may warp a little bit, so it's just good to replace them. I think the creator suggests every 2 years. I've actually made each of mine last for 3. So this time around, I went ahead and I got the uncut or the natural version for a lot of reasons I may or may not talk about. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show this off. So this is the new Transthetics EZP that I just got. Like I said, it's uncut, and it's just the texture, and the coloring. You can see that he's gone ahead and put coloring, and there's actually veins now. It's just, there's no words. There's no words for being able to see that, and especially when you're a trans guy that was not born with a penis. Being able to look down and see something that looks this realistic, it's moving. It's moving. It's emotional. But just wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of an updated, just sort of review, show off what it looks like. So again, this is just for standing to pee, right? When you're wearing it all day, it just sits in your underwear. It's got a little ball sack, right? I wear mine up and slightly to the left. I've shown that in my other videos based on how the pocket of the underwear works. And then when you want to use it, you just flip it forward, tilt it down, and go. And it's not huge, right? So if we're talking about length, The length of the actual shaft is about 3 inches, and then the total length is just shy of 6. So it's not a huge big thing sitting in your underwear. It doesn't sit under between your legs all day. You barely feel it unless your pants are really tight. I don't like wearing it with tight pants. Um, some guys have complained that it looks like a boner, because if you see the shaft sits kind of this way, so when you're packing with it, it pushes out a little bit. That's just a matter of kind of just adjusting and finding a way to not make it sit forward. Maybe wearing slightly tighter underwear. It does not work with boxers without a harness, and I've seen people develop harnesses for it. But yeah, not huge, right? Very very realistic in coloring, and super realistic as far as the texture goes. I mean, this thing, compared to my last one, and I took pictures of my last one when I got it. It's got like skin texture. You've got literally the imperfections that you would have in your own skin, and like I said, the veins are there. Um, what a lot of people ask about is how you clean this between use, and I really wanted to show that off. Compared to the original, this is a much better product. Like I said, it sits in your underwear like this, right? You tilt it forward to use it, and then you put it back. You give it like a little shake, right? And then you put it back like this. And people ask, well, um, does it leak? Does it drip into your underwear? Because inherently you're going to have a couple little drops left in there. And the answer is no, and it's because the designer added this little lip in there. It's not huge and deep. It's maybe a quarter of an inch, but that little lip is going to stop any drips that come back down that shaft and into the cup. It's going to stop those from going anywhere. They're just going to sit in there. Unless you like really prematurely put this back in your pants, this is not going to leak in your underwear. And by the way, for people that are worried about that, if you've ever paid attention to cisgender guys, they tend to have a couple drips that stay up in the urethra, and after they think they're done and they do that shake, sometimes they retain a little bit, and a lot of guys are walking around with spots on their trouser legs. People just don't really stare at people's crotches, and they're not going to stare at your crotch either. So kind of relax about that a little bit. But again, just like I talked about in the original review, it's very, very malleable, very soft, right? It's not going to collapse when you're using it unless you're squeezing it too hard. Some guys complain that they cannot make this product work. It's generally if you can't make a big gap between your thighs when you're using it and you're squishing the cup. So the cup right here is under your urethra, and like I said, when you tilt it down, your urine flow, your natural urine flow is gonna hit the cup, and then it's gonna go forward. If you're tilting it in any way to the side or up, it's gonna leak. So if you're following some general rules and you're making that gap between your legs, you're gonna be okay. But the other really big difference is actually in the color. It comes in 3 different skin tones. This is the light, because obviously I'm Irish, I'm super pale. It doesn't make sense for me to have something darker, but it does come in 2 other tones, and the skin tone on this is drastically improved from the last one too. So I'm going to do a little comparison, right, side by side. This is the last model I got. I got this one in 2019. So again, you can see it's cut, but it's also really smooth where it did have ridges before. You know, like I just showed off that texture. It did used to have that, and it's just worn out. I mean, I've had it for 3 years, but you can see it hasn't warped at all. And that's after daily use for 3 years. It has not warped. It has that little lip that I was talking about. So this is kind of like Genesis 2, if you will. But you can see the difference in skin tone when you look at the two side by side. And again, you can see, like I said, the changes in color and in texture and everything. Also, I mean, they've always been pretty soft, but this one is more malleable. You can't maybe see it in the video. Compared to my very first one, which I went and dug out of my closet. I haven't seen this guy in years, and I've kept it for this reason, but this is the original. And so you can see that while it was at one point very, very malleable, it really has stiffened up over the years. So you wouldn't want to use this this product for a really long time. This is one of the reasons you want to replace it, and it did warp. So the original one has been much improved upon, and obviously this one you can really see where it's just smoothed out, and slightly smaller. So version 1, version 2, and now version 3. And yeah, if you are thinking about trying to learn to use a stand-to-P device, I highly suggest putting your money into it. You're going to get what you pay for with an STP. If it's cheap, it's more likely to fail on you. And when it fails on you in public, it's a bad day. My very original one was a cheap thing I got from like the Early to Bed website. It's called the number 2, and it was the sporty model. I don't have it anymore, but it was a really shallow, small cup, and if you made any mistakes with it, it was going to leak. And yeah, that's urine. You don't want to make mistakes there. So if you're thinking about getting an STP, this one runs right at the $200 mark and then shipping. And while that sounds really expensive, it's worth every cent. Save up your money, put it into a good device, and you're not going to have to replace the device and try new ones because you can't get the first one to work. So thanks for watching the video. That's basically my updated review. I might do an updated tips and tricks, although the tips and tricks video that I did years ago, there's not a lot new or more to say about it, other than in the video I say that I have been trying it at urinals, but I'm not like super comfortable yet or something like that. And now obviously I use it wherever I want, as long as I'm not wearing like super tight pants, like suit pants. I get a little nervous, although I still haven't had like any kind of issues. I haven't actually had any mistakes with it. So, but they're a little bit tighter. They fit a little bit differently than what I usually wear, which is like cargo pants and loose fitting jeans, stuff like that. Anyway, so that's an updated review. I might do a new tips and tricks. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.